Hey there, this is John from Heroes and Legends, and welcome to day 2 of the official Battle for Zendikar spoilers. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, definitely a good time to do so. We'll be putting out spoiler videos every day that we have spoilers. We actually put out 2 videos yesterday. So once we get to the end of spoilers, a week from Friday, we'll go ahead and start our set review and go color by color through the entire set, and hopefully prepare you all for the pre-release that will be coming up. Also, if you missed any spoilers, we do have a playlist on the channel so you can go through and see all the cards that you missed. So having said that, let's jump into our new cards for today, and we got 3 of them to look at. Our first card today is Zada Hedron Grinder. He costs 1 red and 3 colorless. He's a legendary goblin ally, and whenever you cast an instant or sorcery card that targets only Zada Hedron Grinder, copy that spell for each other creature you control that the spell could target. Each copy targets a different one of those creatures. So he's a 3/3. He reminds me a little bit like Precursor Golem that we saw recently reprinted in Modern Masters 2015. The only thing that's cool though about this is your opponent can't use the ability against you. So in other words, if my opponent hits this with a lightning bolt, it doesn't wipe out all my 3/3 or less creatures. This only works if I use an ability on him. So this is pretty neat. I'm able to pump my entire squad. If I have a lot of tokens, this is going to be a great enabler. And all those little pump effects or giant growth effects that are cheap, I just play on him and it hits everything on my board. That's pretty cool. Now, when you think about standard implications, probably not so much. There's just too many moving parts here. For this card to be good, not only do you have to have him in play and stay alive, but you have to have a bunch of other creatures, and you have to have a pump ability. There's just too many moving parts. Now, would this be really cool with Hangerback Walker when you have a bunch of Thopter tokens on the board and you get to use this guy? Yeah, that would be amazing, but I just think it's a little too inconsistent to really happen in standard. Casual decks, certainly. I think where this guy's going to definitely shine, though, is Commander. I could see him being a commander, maybe a goblin deck, and having that ability with some pump spells to just pump up those goblins, just get in there for damage with cards like Goblin Pile Driver, stuff like that. It'd be really interesting, and I'm pretty sure when this card comes out, there'll be a lot of players trying to make it work in Commander. I could definitely see a place for it there. Limited, it's a great limited card. I mean, even if you're paying 4 for a 3/3 in limited, that's quite all right. And if you get to use his ability at some point, that's value. He could steal a game for you. So pretty cool card. Next we have Smothering Abomination. 2 black, 2 colorless. It's a 4/3 Eldrazi. It has Devoid, so it counts as a colorless card. It's flying, and at the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice a creature. Whenever you sacrifice a creature, draw a card. So again, much like the last card, maybe a little too situational for it to work in standard constructed. There's just, again, too many things that have to go right for it to be good. In limited, I think he's a good guy. You have a 4 casting cost 4/3 flyer. That's always good, but he's a little bit Lord of the Pit-ish. You have to feed him. So if you don't have creatures to feed him, he might be kind of dead in your hand, and that's not going to feel real good. Now, would I take the risk in limited? Yeah, I probably would. As long as I have enough Eldrazi's that are going to create Scion tokens, I'd probably feel pretty comfortable putting this guy in. Just because he's so cheap, I'm going to get some card advantage off him and hopefully get in there for at least some damage before I get to the point where, well, I might run out of tokens, and I can always choose to sacrifice him if I want to kind of end the sacrificing my own creatures. So he's a good guy. I definitely use him in limited. I don't see a whole lot of implications outside of the limited game, though, for him. And our last card for the day is Temple of the Forsaken Gods. This is a land. You can tap it for 1 colorless mana, or you can tap it for 2 colorless mana. Use this mana only to cast colorless spells. Activate this ability only if you control 7 or more land. Okay, so this is a rare, and I don't know, it just doesn't feel super rare to me. I don't see myself using this card very often. I mean, obviously, I don't really see it in a standard constructed. It's just too situational. Again, you have to guarantee yourself you're going to have at least 7 lands to get the bonus. And by that point, what exactly are you trying to cast where you need an extra mana from this thing? Granted, there's some big Eldrazi out there, but still, it just seems to be more economical ways to do this. Now, this land does stack. I mean, you could play multiples of these, but again, now it's going to start hurting your color base. In limited, if I had a bunch of really big Eldrazi's and maybe a lot of ramp in my deck, and I just felt like my colors were okay. Maybe I'm only playing 2 colors, a lot of colorless spells. I might just toss this in, but it's not something that I'm really like looking to draft strongly or anything like that. I mean, it just feels like to me it's one of those things. It's a very dangerous ability, and because of that, it seems like it's just been super nerfed. I mean, obviously, you don't want to make another Mishra's Workshop, and even a card like Temple of the False God is still a really, really good card. This has been nerfed beyond that to the point where it almost feels just unplayable. Now, having said that, I haven't seen the rest of the set. Who knows for sure? We'll probably have a better idea of the actual set review. But at this point, I just really don't see it other than just this throw in, perhaps in a limited deck, maybe more so sealed than draft. But yeah, kind of is what it is. I do like the art, though. I think the art's amazing on this card. So too bad the art wasn't on a card that was a little more, I don't know, exciting. But there you have it. Those are the 3 cards for today. And if you haven't had a chance yet to check out our Patreon page, please do so. You'll see a link at the end of the video. I want to take just a moment again to say thank you to our patrons. We've already made some changes to the channel because of them, and I really appreciate it. Also, we just passed 700 subscribers, so thank you to all the subscribers and everyone who watches the videos. Really appreciate your support. I haven't been doing this really that long, just a number of months now, and I am really shocked at the amount of support and can't believe I've passed 700 subscribers so quickly. That seems crazy to me. So, hey, thanks for everything. I really appreciate it. And as always, have a great day. Hey, thanks as always for watching. These videos are made possible by viewers just like you through Patreon. Please check out our Patreon page by clicking on the top right. Down below, we have more links to quality Magic the Gathering content. And if you're interested in seeing trading cards open that aren't Magic the Gathering, check out the link to our trading card channel, Heroes and Legends Trading Cards. Thanks and have a great day.